Now, in any type of document, you probably will want to at some point insert some sort of chart, be it a pie chart, a bar chart, to show a certain amount of information, and then in that document you're going to comment about it. Now, one of the great things about Microsoft Word is it actually encompasses the power of Microsoft Excel. Let's actually see this in action. So I'm going to come up to the Insert tab and I'm going to press Chart. Now I can choose what type of chart I'd like to insert, and there's a whole host of different options here. I could perhaps use the left hand menu to go directly to this particular chart type, or I can just scroll on the right hand side and zoom down. And you can see we've got pie charts, bar charts, scatter charts, areas, stock, surface, so a whole host of charting options. Let's go for the first one, which is just a regular column chart, and I'm going to click OK. It's at this point now you can see that we actually have Microsoft Excel. Now you might not have done the Excel Zero to Hero course yet, but nevertheless let's just have a look at what we see here. Let's ignore at the very top all of this ribbon and let's just look at the particular data. A chart, if you can remember, will have an X or a horizontal axis and a Y or vertical axis. And this is what we can see here. I can see a number of different categories with numbers. And then here on the row, I've got 3 different series. So perhaps I can then rearrange what the chart is showing by moving it this way. I can, of course, perhaps change this and change the title. So it could be a student A, student B, and then of course you can put in the specific numbers here, and if you need more data you can just drag this across. When you've finished putting in the data that you want to show in a chart, all you then do is just click the close button. Nothing needs to be saved, and you can see here we go, that's all of that data here in this chart. And there's the student A and student B that we changed. There's the different categories, 1, 2, 3, 4. If ever I want to edit the data, all I can do is I can either select the chart and right click, and I get the right click context menu and edit data. Or you can see I now have some new options here in the design ribbon, and I've got edit data. And as soon as I do that, it opens up Excel again and allows me to put in the information or edit different values. So perhaps if I just extend this, again, I don't need to save, I just close it, and it automatically updates, and there's the third series 3. If I want to change it to a different chart type, I can very easily come up here and perhaps change it. Instead of a column, I might want to have a clustered cylinder. There we go. I can select the specific data. So perhaps if there's other areas of data I wanted to do, I could drag it here. I could change the layouts. So again, the live preview works great here, so I can hover over each of them. In fact, the live preview doesn't work. I have to change it individually, but it's easy just to change back. And as you can see, as I move to the different layouts, what's effectively happening on these is it's changing whether there's a title in the axes, whether the legend is being shown. So there's just some pre-configured layouts, but all of this could be done manually. For example, I could just click on the legend, right click, and I could delete that. I can edit the title manually if I want to, and change that to say score. Again, select the chart again, come up to the layout tab, and depending on what I select will depend on what is being shown here. So now what we're going to do is we select the chart, we back onto the design tab, and I can change the colors perhaps. Again, just let's have a look at the drop down and see the live preview. Here we go. Click on that one or that one and choose a particular color and look and feel that I like. So a whole host of different options available. And remember, a document also needs to be thought about what it's going to like if it's being printed. So bear that in mind when you choose your colors and how things are looking. We've got a few more options up here. We've got layout, and this allows you to, whereas before in the design we had some chart layouts already set up, this allows you to go to the finite detail and perhaps change specific areas. So for example, the data labels, axes, where to show it, the amount the actual chart is rotated. Lots of things to play around with, and I'm sure you'll find the one that suits the style of your document and how you want to present the information. In addition to that, you might recognize this chart area from when we actually did the canvas when we were inserting images. Remember that these two chart needs to be positioned, and you can wrap the text square, you could have it tight, you could have it over the text, you could have it top or bottom, behind, whole host of different options, and it behaves in exactly the same way as your shapes did that we looked at previously. So I'm just going to put it top and bottom. That's generally how I like to have my chart. And there we go. Just move it into the center. So inserting charts, you get all the power of Excel here in these charts. And then what you can do is you can change the look and feel of the chart and then position it in exactly the same way we're positioning the shapes in the previous video. Give it a go.